based planning. Okay, so we'll have a couple of questions on this, and he has also asked me to cover two other topics. Okay, so one is your variant configuration, and the other one is your vendor evaluation. Okay, can you hear me now? Okay, fine, fine. So the second one is your vendor evaluation. Okay, so parent configuration is again an integration part. Okay, even to be frank with you people, I have also not worked on this, so I would not be in a position to take up this variant configuration. Okay, so this variant configuration is nothing but it comes from the sales and distribution and also from the production planning. Okay, so production planning people and SD people are more uh, exposed to this variant configuration, whereas materials management people, it's very less, I can say. Okay, so next is your vendor evaluation. This let me try to take up, but I have not worked on this. I'll try to take up with the standard SAP things. Okay, so we'll see this vendor evaluation in the later session. Okay, so but now for time with today's topic, we'll start up with consumption based plan. Okay, so and before going to consumption based planning, I had two topics to be covered. Okay, one was your automatic PO and the other one was your physical inventory. That is, with respect to physical inventory, your cycle counts. Okay, so let us go and touch upon that, and then we will go to the consumption based planning part. Okay, so automatic PO is very simple. Okay, on that day I wanted to show you, but it could not happen, so let us try to do it today. Okay, so there are two ways of doing it, your automatic PO. One is through MIGO, okay, and the other one is through your ME59N. Okay, so for this ME59N you need a purchase requisitions. Okay, so let us go and see what all necessary things are required for your ME59N. Okay, so the first thing to trigger your automatic PO, okay, the first thing you can trigger your automatic to trigger your automatic PO is you need to set indicator. You need set automatic PO in material master. Okay, so this is the first. Next you need to set the same auto indicator in the vendor master. Okay, so these are the two things at the master data level we need to make it. Okay, so hold on, vendor master. Okay, so once this is done, then you need to create a info record. Okay, because the system should search the vendor while creating the PO. Okay, then you need to have a source list. Okay, again in this source list there are two scenarios. One is with single vendor. Okay, and the other one is with multiple vendor. Okay, so if it is a single vendor, then you can directly go and put a tick mark in your purchase requisition. That is, if you check or if you set source determination button, the vendor will be determined. Okay, and in your multiple vendor case you need to go and select. Go and select. So these are the few things which we need to keep in mind, and you need to do your PR, okay, create PR in ME51N, okay, and convert PR into auto PO in ME59N. So this is the transaction. Okay, so these are the steps which you need to follow to create a automatic PO in the system through ME59N. Okay, Migo, I have shown you, once you go to MB01 screen, you will create an automatic PO. Okay, there is some error, but the steps whatever I have shown or wherever I have stopped, that is the standard step. Okay, so MB01 is the transaction code used in your inventory. Okay, so now let us go and try to do this automatic PO. Okay, so I'll just go and create a material. Okay, so here it is SSP1. It's a file. Okay, so I'll just make this as some 530. Ah, hold on. So purchasing view, you need to set up automatic PO. This is the checkbox. Okay, so to trigger your automatic POs, this is a mandatory setup which you need to do. Okay, so next, if you move on further, just give this. Okay, so standard price say 10. So my material 1562 is done. Okay, so 1562 is done. Now let us go and create a info record for this. Okay, so I'll take up this vendor. Okay, the purchase organization plant. Okay, so we would be maintaining the standard info record for this. We'll take up this. Okay, so next, and delivery time is 10 days. So your purchase minimum quantity is 10 and your net price would also be 10. So this is done. Okay, so the info record is done. Now let us go and create a source list. Okay, this is all transaction data. I can say there is no configurations relevant to this. Okay, so 2211. Okay, so I can make this vendor as a fixed vendor, or I can leave it as it is, because he is the only source which is available for this material. Okay, I say enter and save it. Okay, so source list is created. Okay, so next let us go to creation of purchase requisition. So here let me select one document type. Okay, so once this is done, I'll take 1562. I'll say quantity as 10, unit each, purchase group 00, storage location I can put it as SFRM. Okay, enter. Okay, so I'll put this check mark in the source determination. Okay, and I say enter. Okay, so or I'll click on this check button. Hold on, there is something that went wrong. Five six two. Okay, see here at the bottom you can see the vendors have been selected. Okay, so you should select that source determination button as soon as you enter to the purchase requisition screen, so that the system will take up the source, okay, relevant to the material. Okay, so I'll say this purchase group 00, check. So quantity we have not entered. 562, 10 quantity each. Wait, what happened? We maintained it for the same one, right? 1562, fine. 31. Hold on. So next step. Okay, this is also fine. Okay, so now let me enter the purchase group. I don't know if there is. Okay, fine. Now it is fine. I'm just going to check this if for any other errors. Okay, so the source is determined here. Okay, so I am going to save this. Okay, so this is the purchase requisition 88 followed by 6 zeros, sorry 5 zeros 63. Okay, so now let us go to ME59N transaction. Okay, purchasing, purchase requisition, follow on functions. Okay, create purchase order. So you can go on create a automatic PO. Okay, so in the background if you can schedule a job, you can go and do it. That can be done by your basis guy. Okay, so now I'm just going to, I have given the vendor name, that's it. I have not given any other parameters here. If required you can give purchase groups, purchase organization, plant. Okay, so I'll just run this. If you want to make it as a test run, you can make it as a test run also. Okay, see here for a purchase requisition, this is the automatic PO which has been generated. For 8863, this is the automatic PO. Okay, so if you can just select this and click over here, you will be going to the purchase order screen. Okay, so whatever you have given in the purchase requisition, that data will be final. If you have got more than one source, then you need to select the source in your purchase requisition tab or in the screen. Okay, so this is how you convert your purchase requisitions into a automatic PO. Okay, so this is small step wherein you can there is no configuration involved.
Assalamualaikum. Welcome back.
Yes, for the to be generated when the inventory is below the limit. See, PO cannot be directly generated. Okay, so purchase orders cannot be directly generated. What we can do is we can create a purchase requisition. Okay, for the materials which are below the purchase, which are below your say in safety stock or below your minimum order level, we can generate a purchase requisition. Okay, PO is a standard procedure for which a PR or an RFQ should be a reference. Okay, you cannot directly go and create a PO in the system. You can create it, but that is not a standard practice. Okay, for the materials whose level is below your safety stock or below your reorder point, for that we need to run an MRP. I'll show you in my next topic, that is in your consumption based planning. We'll just touch upon all those things. Okay, so this is one way of doing your automatic PO, and the other one is I have shown you during your MIGO, that is MB01 during inventory part. Okay, so now there was one more topic, that is your cycle counting. Okay, so this also is the same. Okay, so what you can I'll do is 1562. This is the one which I did. Okay, I don't want this MRP views. For your cycle counting also, you need to have certain master data set up in your material master. Okay, so that should be done in your general plant data, this tab. Okay, plant data storage 1 and plant data storage 2. Okay, so I'll just go to SFP1. Actually, I have already created it, but I should have gone to MM02, but I have gone for MM01, which I should have not done. Okay, so let us go and do it in MM02, that is change. Okay, so select views. Fine, this is the one. SFP1. Safari. Okay, purchasing. So let us go to plant data storage. Okay, see here, these are the two things which you need to set up for a material to come under your cycle counting. Okay, so first one is your cycle counting physical inventory indicators. That is, in your cycle counting we classify your materials as A class. Okay, hold on, E class material, B class, okay, C class. Okay, so all these are different categories of material. Okay, so if I say A class, it is a fast moving. Okay, it is a fast moving, I can say, and it contributes to, by the value, it contributes to 80% or 70% to the product. Okay, 70% to the product. And when I say it is a slow moving, I can say this may be a slow moving item. Okay, and it contributes 30% cost to your product. Okay, and finally I can say this as this I can say it as normal moving or medium moving. Okay, so and if I say C class, it is slow moving. Okay, you slow moving and it only contributes to 10% cost. Okay, 10% cost for your finished product. Okay, this, see, when I say fast moving, okay, it is a material which costs about 70%. It is a costly material which you are using to manufacture a this one, what I can say, your finished goods. Okay, so for example, I can take this, hold on. Okay, so for example, your fast moving that contributes to 70% of the cost in a car manufacturing industry, I can take it as an engine because that is the costliest part. Okay, so then if I go for a medium, then it would be your clutch plates. Okay, which would be contributing only 30% cost to the finished product. Okay, your clutch plates, your brake pads, okay, your tires. So no, tires comes in the A class material. Okay, so all these are A and B class items. Okay, when I go for C class, then probably it would be your fasteners, different kinds of fasteners. Okay, so and your D class, there is one more class called D. Okay, so this would be your non-moving. Okay, this can be an obsolete. Okay, you would say the parts have become obsolete, you would not be using it, and it doesn't contribute to it doesn't the percentage of contribution to creation produce produce finished goods is zero. Okay, it is a dead inventory, we can say. Okay, so this is about your A class, B class and C class item. Okay, so there is a concept where we do ABC analysis. Okay, so ABC analysis is done in the same way. Okay, 70-30-10. Sorry, this is 70-20. Okay, 70-20-10. So that indicator we need to set here whether this material is an A class, B class, C class, what it is. Okay, so if it is an A class, then number of inventories to be carried is 12. That is, every month we need to carry out a cycle count. Okay, so I'll say this as an A class material, and for this your cycle count is fixed. Okay, so I need to save this. So this is the uh, master data setup. Okay, so when you go to your what, your configuration part that comes in your inventory. Okay, so it's materials management, so inventory. My god.